Hi, welcome to April's Crafting Addiction. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful little simple card. This is made with the Blooming with Kindness and the watercolor, Happy Watercolor, sorry. And let's get started. I went ahead and prepared some of my supplies already. The card base is a simple Whisper White card base at 8.5. 5.5 scored at 4 1/4, and I folded it over. Then I went ahead and cut my designer paper. This is the Blackberry Bliss, and we're just going to use some Snail adhesive and adhere that down. I'm telling you, it's very simple. Before I adhere it down, though, I'm going to go ahead and add my ribbon to the bottom of my card, and that way it's already there. I don't have to fool with it later on. Sorry for my hands in the way. I'm just cutting. And this is the Blackberry Bliss Gross Grain Ribbon, and it is the Satin band, and it's 1 centimeter, and you get approximately 10 yards. I love this color. It's a great color. It's almost like between a maroon and a purple. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so here's my paper. I went ahead and adhered my ribbon down. And I'm just going to add this to the top of my card base. And then I'm just going to add another piece of ribbon as a bow, because I like bows. And all I did was just cut a scrap piece, and all I'm going to do is just tie a knot. Probably not the way you would do it, but it's easier for me. Doesn't matter as long as it's on there, right? Yeah. So here's my knot, and I'm just going to snip the ends a little bit, just because I think it's too long. Pull it. So, and for your edges not to fray, you can use a lighter and singe those, but I just advise you to be very careful when you do that. Okay? So now that we have our base of what we're working with, I want to go ahead and stamp my image onto my Whisper White cardstock. And what I did was use the 4th word window framelit out of these, and my Big Shot, and I went ahead and die cut these out. And here's my stamp. This is the Blooming with Kindness, my Blackberry Bliss Classic ink. Open it up just like that. Easier said than done, I know. And sometimes they can be a pain. And I'm just going to stamp this on there. As such, put that to the side. Close this up for right now. And I'm going to adhere this to my Blackberry Bliss cardstock that I used the 3rd window framelit down. And I'm just going to match it up and put it on there. Just kind of figuring out which way I want it. So now that's on there just like that. And I'm just going to use my bone folder and trying to burnish this down, which is actually melting the adhesive so it stays permanently. And even though I'm using a permanent Snail adhesive, I kind of like to do this just to make sure that it doesn't come back up. Okay, so now that I have that, and I have this part, hope you can see that, I'm going to adhere this to my card base designer paper with Dimensionals. And I just have some pieces of dimensionals just because I was doing a class and I just wanted to make sure everybody had a fair share, so I'm just kind of just placing these wherever. And I'm using pretty much all of it. Get one more. Whoops. Make sure your dimensionals match. You don't want one puffier than the other. Okay, so now that I have those dimensionals down, I'm just going to take off the backing of the dimensionals. Remember to do that, because if you don't, they don't stick down. Ask me how I know. Okay, some more. Okay, you just, to make sure you got them all, just run your finger over it, make sure it's tacky all over, okay? So now that I have this, I'm just going to figure out again how I want to place it. And I want to do this way. And I adhered it down, and then I'm just going to again burnish it down with my bone folder just to make sure it adheres and it's not going to fall off my card. Okay, so now we have the basic card here. Can you see that? Okay, and now I want a greeting on there, so I'm just going to take literally a scrap piece of white. Okay, don't throw away your scraps. Always remember that. And again, I'm going to take my Blackberry Bliss, or you can use any kind of color you want to match. That's one thing about Stampin' Up. I love how they have colors that coordinate very well together. And I'm just going to come over here and stamp my greeting. And I'm going to throw the stamp pad. Just like to get away from me. And then I'm just going to use my Scallop Ovals punch. I'm going to take some of this scrap off. And I'm just going to punch out my greeting. Kind of center it up. Push down. Locks up for easy storage. Awesome! Love it. Okay, again, I'm going to use dimensionals. And adhere this to my card. Just like that. And here's my card. And I guess I want to put it like right here. You don't have to put it like right there, but that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll put it up a little more. There you go. Awesome. And again, I'm just going to burnish it down to make sure it adheres. And voila, you have a very simple, very easy card. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. To get these supplies, go to www.aprilvickery, that'd be www.aprilvickery.stampinUp.net. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Happy stamping!